Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name's Dylan, and today's video I wanted to do like a college reflection slash post-grad video, so I figured that I would just do a get ready with me and talk about all my college experiences and how I'm gonna be navigating post-grad. I just wanted to do it as a get ready with me because I thought it would be fun, and I'm gonna be putting on makeup for like the first time in a few months. I like put on a little bit of makeup, but I'm gonna be doing a full face of makeup today. I was giving my skin a break and it honestly looks really good. Sorry the lighting over there. I have like a big window there, but I'm in a new background, and that's because I have moved home. After I graduated, I decided to move home, so that is where I am. This isn't really how I would decorate my room, but we're not staying in this house. My parents are selling this house sometime. It was supposed to be soon, but now with the whole pandemic, they don't know when they're gonna be selling it, but I'm not like decorating the room or anything, so yeah. I wouldn't really choose blue as a color, but also I left my marble bedspread back in Tallahassee because we still have our apartment for the whole summer, and we're probably, well, I have to go back to get my comforter obviously, but we're probably gonna go back sometime in the summer. Hopefully we have a graduation, but I just left that there for when I go back. But yeah, I'm not gonna be telling you guys what products I'm gonna be putting on my face just because I'm gonna be talking about college and all that, but I will put everything that I use down below. I'm not the best at makeup, but I just wanted to do a little get ready with me. I should probably start. I have my mirror down here, so that's why I'm looking down. I'm also filming on my floor, if you couldn't tell already, just because I like don't have a desk or anything, and apparently we don't have any chairs. I think we do, but they're like, we have like a little storage shed in our backyard, and I think they're in there. Also, I'm gonna be drinking this alcoholic beverage while I do my makeup. It's High Noon Sunsets, and it's in the flavor pineapple. And I had the flavor, the watermelon flavor last night, and it was really good, so I hope this one's good. Yeah, it's really good. They're only 100 calories and there's no added sugar in them, so they're good. But I just thought I would start off by talking about how I got into Florida State. I grew up in North Carolina most of my life, and my dad was always a big fan of Florida State. He grew up in Tallahassee until he was 12, so he was a big Florida State fan, so that meant that I was also a big Florida State fan. And I never thought that it was possible for me to go to Florida State just because living in North Carolina, my parents didn't want to pay out-of-state tuition. I never assumed, oh, I forgot, I'm like out of my foundation. I might have to use a not full coverage foundation. That's annoying. I might be able to get some out. Anyway, oh yeah, I can get some out. Anyway, so I always just assumed that I'd be going to school in North Carolina, and then what am I doing? I do not know how to do my makeup anymore. I usually use a brush, but anyway, but then my sophomore year of high school, my family decided to move to Florida. So then that meant that I could go to Florida State, which was super exciting. I wouldn't say I had to work like extremely hard to go to Florida State. When I moved to Florida, I moved to a much easier school, I'd say, than the one that I went to in North Carolina, so the classes weren't really that hard. I don't want to be like, I don't really know how I got into Florida State, but like I was on the soccer team, the varsity soccer team my junior and senior year, and then I was also in Key Club, which is a service club, so we did a lot of volunteering, and I was in that with my friends, but I was never like a, what's it called, an officer or anything. And then I wrote my essay to get into Florida State on like the hardships of moving, and how when I moved to Florida I wanted, like the first week of school did not go well, so I wanted to transfer to online school. So I wrote my essay about that. Obviously I told the story way better than that, because that would not have gotten me in, but that's just the basis of the story. I'd say I had like average ACT scores. I had not average grades. I had above average grades, but I didn't have a 4.0. I had a 4.0 super, not super scored, weighted. But unweighted I didn't. But yeah, that's how I got into Florida State. And then my freshman year, it was really hard. I just realized Sage wasn't in here. It was really hard being away from Sage, because Sage is my dog. I got her in 5th grade, and I had to be away from her for like the first time ever, and it was terrible, but I got through it. I like went home all the time freshman year just because I missed her so much. But yeah, my freshman year I lived in the dorm, which I highly recommend for anyone that's a freshman, because if I didn't live in the dorm I would not have met my best friends, and I don't think I would have had any friends because I'm really shy. So it forced me to make friends. Oh my gosh, the lighting is terrible. I'm sorry guys. Oh, I forgot to mention my shirt. My shirt is from one of my favorite bars in Tallahassee. Bar slash restaurant. It's more of a restaurant, but it's also a bar. But anyway, like I was saying, I would have never met my best friends, and I wouldn't have had any friends if I didn't live in the dorm, so I highly recommend that. And then I went into college being a biology major because I wanted to be a vet. But then I realized that biology wasn't for me. I didn't like science at all. I had to study really hard, and I still got terrible grades even though I was studying like all the time. So I decided to switch careers. So I met with like a counselor in the career center to try and figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and I took like a bunch of quizzes and everything and talked to them, told them what I like, blah blah blah, and I couldn't really come up with anything. I didn't like any of the suggestions they gave me. None of it sounded like something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I think I need to like, I think that lighting's better. None of it sounded like anything I wanted to do, so I just decided to change my major to marketing because, I don't know, I feel like that's what everyone does when they don't know what they want to do with their life. It was a good major, I'd say, except it wasn't really what I expected it to be, just because what people think marketing isn't really what it is. The only class I could say that I enjoyed that I took was social media marketing, because, well, I really liked my professor. I need to like get down here and do my eyebrows, but I'll keep talking. I really liked my professor, and social media is just like all around us these days, and it was interesting to learn about how to market on social media, because whatever I do in my life, I feel like whether it be marketing myself on social media or marketing a business on social media, I feel like it's really interesting to know how to market on social media. And it was just interesting because we had like a class on TikTok and we had a class on YouTube. It wasn't just the basic social medias. But so like I'd say if I were to go like down the marketing field or in the marketing field, I would want to do social media marketing. But that's not exactly what I want to do. I'm going to talk about more what I'm doing later on in the video, but that's just a rundown of college for me, I guess. It's all kind of a blur. Like, college went by so fast. I don't even understand. Like, it feels like yesterday I was a freshman, but I'm not. Like, I'm so old, but I still feel like 12 years old. But anyway, I went on, I'm like in a few Facebook groups for some podcasts I listen to. So I'm in Gals on the Go, Kenzie Elizabeth's podcast, I Love You So Much, and then Abby Aslan's podcast. I'm in Facebook groups for those. So I just went on there and I asked if anyone had any questions about college or post-grad life, and I wrote down the ones that I liked, so I figured I would use those as talking points. I'll do like college, and then after that I'll talk about post-grad. So the first one is best college memory, and when I saw this question I texted my friends and I was like, guys, I need help coming up with a best college memory, because I feel like there's so many, but also I don't remember them. I feel like I got a terrible memory in college. It used to be good, but now it's just terrible. Like, every time I'm with my friends, I feel like we have so many memories, but also we do the same thing like every day. But I'd say my best college memory is when we took a road trip to Greenville, South Carolina. We had like a long weekend or whatever, and we decided that we wanted to do something, and we were researching, and Paige and Sydney's cousin lives in Greenville and she had been wanting them to visit, so we decided to drive there. It was me, Sydney, Jen, and Paige, and Sage and Berkeley, which are our dogs, and we drove to Greenville. But yeah, we decided to go to Greenville, and it was just a really fun weekend. We ate a lot of good food, and I don't know, it was just really fun. I want to go back to Greenville. Me and my friends take a lot of trips together. We do like a lot of day trips because there's like beaches near us, there's a place to hike, there's pumpkin patch during the fall, so which is like 30 minutes away. But I don't know, me and my friends just always have so much fun together. That was like the only memory I could think of. I couldn't think of a good one off the top of my head, but just like all of our travels together, they're always so fun. I am gonna miss my friends so much. I don't know how I'm gonna cope. Next question was my hardest class. My hardest class was definitely, I don't remember which accounting class it was, but as a business major, you have to take accounting. You had to take two. We had to take managerial accounting and financial accounting. I think managerial was the one maybe that was harder. All I know is I like barely got a C in that class. All I know is I've never pulled an all-nighter, and that was the first all-nighter I pulled so I could study for that class, and I barely got a C. I had to study so hard. I didn't understand any of it. I remember the first test, it's like, accounting's a lot of math. There's a lot of word problems, and they like give you numbers that you don't need to use in the problem. So I would just like put all of the numbers together and try to come up with a solution, and when I got a solution or one close to it, I would just pick that. But later on, I got tutoring for the class, and so like I understood it more, but I had to do well on the final exam so that I could pass, because I hadn't passed the other tests. But that was definitely my hardest class. would you do anything different? I really wish I studied abroad. I'm not even doing my makeup anymore. I really wish I studied abroad. I always had like a fear of studying abroad because I was like, oh, my friends are gonna do so much without me if I study abroad, or I'm gonna miss a whole semester of being with my dog, because my dog is older. She's 11 and I don't want to miss out on any memories with her. So that's just why I didn't study abroad. But I really wish that I did, because we were supposed to take a trip to Europe after we graduated for 2 weeks after our graduation, but obviously that didn't happen. So now I don't know when I'm gonna be able to go to Europe, because I've never been and I really want to go. But I definitely would have studied abroad in like Italy, and I would have eaten so much pasta and gelato. I just know it. Worst / best thing you bought? So I don't know if every school has this, but we had this thing called Schoolers, and it was basically tutoring for the class. So like before the test they would have like a 3-hour study session, and they would just tell you like everything you needed to know for the test. They had practice test, practice questions, and all that, and I wouldn't have passed accounting without that. So that is the best thing that I bought. The worst thing that I bought, I can't really think of anything. Oh, I know. The worst thing I bought were textbooks. Like before the class started. I always, like my freshman year, I would buy textbooks and then I would never use them, and it was a waste of money. So then by the time I was a senior, I was like, no, I'm not. So I just waited until the classes started, and usually the teachers would be like, you don't actually need the textbook, like if you just study the PowerPoints and listen to what I say, you'll pass the test. So that was the worst thing that I ever bought. Like how did I change throughout college? I honestly don't think I changed that much. I'd say the only thing is like I came into college with a boyfriend and then we broke up my sophomore year, and I'd say I became a lot more confident after we broke up, just because I was so secure in what I had with him. I just feel like I had to become more confident after we broke up. But I honestly think that college made me less outgoing because of the big classrooms. Like in high school, I talked to everyone in my classes and stuff, but being in such like large classes, I always felt like so little and I didn't talk to anyone basically. So I feel like college made me less outgoing. My least favorite thing about Florida State, I don't even know, I freaking love Florida State. It's like the best school in the world. I can't think of anything in particular that I didn't like about Florida State. I need to put mascara on really fast. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'm gonna move on to the grad questions. Okay, I'm done doing my makeup. It's just like a light makeup look, like you guys saw. But I'm gonna move on to talking about post-grad stuff. So, plans / fears for post-grad. I'll talk about my fears first. I'm honestly scared that I'm not gonna be able to make any friends post-grad. Like I don't understand where I'm supposed to make friends. I feel like I'm gonna be friends with only my parents for the rest of my life. So yeah, that's really scary, but I'll be sharing with you guys how I make friends in post-grad, I guess. My plans for post-grad. So I'm not going the traditional route in post-grad. I don't have a traditional job. I don't even have a job set up right now. But my plan is to open a coffee shop with my dad. If you know me, you know I love coffee and I love coffee shops. And I found out that like coffee is my passion. I decided that I wanted to open a coffee shop like the summer before my senior year. So that's what I'm doing. I am starting the process of figuring out how to open my own coffee shop, and I'll be sharing all of that with you guys, of course. But that is my plans post-grad. Where I want to live post-grad. So right now I just want to live in St. Pete. I really do like St. Pete, and I like how close, well, like there's St. Pete Beach and then there's St. Pete. You have to drive across the city to get to the beach, but it's only like 20 minutes away. So I do like being close to the beach. Before graduating, I said that I wanted to live in like LA and New York, but I don't know if I want to anymore. I guess we'll just see where it takes me. I would still like to live there for like 1 year of my life, like 1 year in New York City and then 1 year in LA. But ultimately, I think I do want to live in St. Pete, just because I love it here and there's like no winter and it's great. Looking forward to post-grad. I'm looking forward to not having classwork or like busy work mainly. Like, I enjoy learning, but I just hate when teachers give you busy work, and it's very annoying. And I also didn't like taking classes that I wasn't passionate about. Like, I took a lot of classes that I didn't really care about. So I'm happy for that. I'm also happy to go back to Florida State as an alumni, hopefully in the fall if we have football. But I'm really excited to go back to Florida State as an alumni. I feel like it's gonna feel so much different. Even if there isn't football, if there's still classes and stuff, I'm definitely gonna go and visit my friend Sydney. Me and Paige will go down there all the time to visit her. I guess I didn't have that many post-grad questions. But yeah, I really just wanted to let you guys know what I was doing post-grad. I want to share like all the hardships of post-grad with you guys, because I know it's gonna be hard adjusting and everything. The last question, it's not a post-grad question, but it's advice for high school seniors. And I'm gonna take this as like you already graduated from high school, so you're not a high school senior, you're about to be a freshman. That's how I'm gonna take this question. But I'm just gonna say, just like really focus on being in the moment, because college goes by so fast. Like, it feels like I was a freshman yesterday and now I've graduated, and like the 4 years goes by so super fast, and you change so much in those 4 years that you don't even notice it. And also, if you have like a test to study for, don't wait until the night before to start studying for it, because you're just gonna screw yourself over. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I didn't do that, but I really, if I went back to college, I would space out my studying more. But I can't really think of anything else to say. If I come up with more things, I'll make a part 2 to this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!